Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister Dream.
What's up, everybody?
And our friend Nan.
I love it. I love that name. What's going on, people?
All right. This week we're talking about Sonic 2, which was the first Sonic game that I played on our Sega Genesis because it came free with Sega Genesis. It's like, was that the first video game I played? I think that was the first video game I played.
It probably was. It probably was
You
for a
never
lot of
played
us.
Atari?
I never played what?
Pong on the Atari. Never played that.
No, we didn't have an Atari.
We didn't have an
What?
Atari, which is weird because our
Did you-
parents said they had one, but it definitely wasn't around by the time we came.
That's true. You had an Atari?
Well, it was at my grandma's house.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. Yeah, I was like, we didn't have our first video game system was the Sega Genesis.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't have
Okay.
a Nintendo.
yeah.
Dig it,
Which-
I dig it.
I was considering putting this podcast to the background of some Sonic 2 gameplay. So if that is the case, then that's what you're seeing on screen now.
That would be awesome if you did that.
Yeah, that would be dope. So definitely work on that.
I think one thing that this movie does well is that they did incorporate the game elements well, and it didn't feel too cheesy or forced or whatever. Like, I think they did a really good job of capturing what Sonic is, and like,
Oh,
even
wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Dream Girl, you saw the movie?
I did.
Oh, wow. I did not think you were going to. But okay, all right. That's solid.
I wasn't going to, but I took one for the team, and I saw it.
Oh, look at you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so Dream saw the movie.
I did.
Wow. Excellent.
That is excellent. Okay.
Yeah, but all in all, I would say, like, altogether, this was a fun movie to see, especially as a family movie. I think it works well with all the other family movies. As for video game movies, I think it's one of the better ones. The first Sonic, this one, and Detective Pikachu, I think, did pretty decent as video game movies compared to what other movies we get.
You
What
know,
other movie are you thinking of?
Uncharted.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
would-
Uncharted.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? I think like one of our issues we had with Uncharted is we said that it didn't capture the heart of the game correctly.
Right.
Right.
And I think this is where this movie excels at, is because they did. It's like, if you like Sonic, and you figured most people taking their kids to this movie grew up with this video game. Like, we said that this was probably one of the first games we've ever played.
Yeah.
Right.
So we know Sonic, we grew up with it. So it had all of that for us, but also at the same time getting something for kids today to be fans of. And I think it does that pretty well.
Yeah, I would have to say it probably killed it with its target audience. I only have anecdotal evidence from my son, but he was excited to see the movie. I think this first movie he actually asked me to go see. He generally doesn't ask me to go see a movie, but he asked me to go see this one. I was going to take him anyway, but and
Solid.
like, he's like a Sonic fan now. He has a Sonic racing game, and he plays like a Sonic game with me. So seeing this movie, you could tell he had a good time. So I think they captured the game, and like you said, you get some nostalgia and understanding from us older people watching it, and you definitely, I think, captured new fans with this movie.
Yeah, I was definitely into it because I mean I'm definitely a Sonic fan. I love the game, like 1, 2, and 3, and they even had that little Sonic racing game. But whatever with that. But the original Sonic games, yeah, I was definitely into them. So the movie, like especially when Knuckles made his appearance, you saw his little silhouette in that ring. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
That was
the
kinda
homie
dope.
right there. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite character, me personally. But and then as soon as he spoke, I was like, yeah, that's definitely Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got good old Idris Elba in here.
Yeah, that was easily determined. But yeah, I did like the movie. I like the whole video game aspect of it. It was kid friendly, but there were also some jokes on there that probably went over the kids' heads,
I
which
think there was
is
a
cool.
lot.
Yeah.
I think
There
there was
was a few in there.
I was saying to myself, like, I thought they might have been just a little bit too much, because I feel like kids are not going to get like 90% of the stuff.
Well, we didn't either with our kids' movies.
Well,
like,
I
until
know,
we
but
were
I
older.
just felt like just some of the references, I was just like, I know like there's always something for the adults watching the movie. I just felt like this movie had like a ton, and I wasn't picking up on the thing that was for the kids.
Because the thing that's for the kids is there's a blue hedgehog on the screen, and he's running fast. That's what's for the kids.
Basically, it.
Okay.
The little cartoon characters. That was for the kids.
Oh, okay. Because all the jokes were for the adults.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey was for the adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which honestly, I think he toned it down a bit compared to the first Sonic movie. I think it was a bit less it was Jim Carrey, but I think it was a bit less Jim Carrey. Was that just me?
I don't know. Maybe it was. 'Cause I think he was kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I would say less, like toned down. I feel like it was about on the same level.
Okay.
I did not see the first one.
Okay.
I thought about watching it, and then I said no.
I would have to say I think this one is better than the first one.
I will say I do not like Jim Carrey as Robotnik. I don't. I feel like it's too over the top. I don't get what he was trying to hit at. I didn't like it at all.
I did feel it was a bit over the top at some point. There were some jokes in there, or in some dialogue in there that I was just like, well, why? I think it was at some point when he was still in the Emerald, and he was like, oh, and he does like E equals MCs, and I was like, what was the point of who wrote this line? And because I'm like, it wasn't funny for the adults, and the children's not going to get it.
Yeah,
I didn't,
I'm gonna say this. I did not find this movie funny, like, at all.
I thought there were some funny parts in it.
None of it.
I don't think it's a comedy fest.
Well, there was like some people like laughing out loud, and I'm like, that's not funny.
Oh, well, I mean, but that happens a lot with you, Dream. Let's be real.
You are different.
The way you said that made it seem so negative.
What, Darren said it? Yeah, Darren. Come on, man.
No. But I do have to say a lot of other positives. The story was all right. It's a kid's movie, so I don't expect an extremely deep story. I mean, some kids' movies have that, but this was just surface level, and it was fine. Of course, the lesson aspect of relying on family or something. I don't know.
I think they were trying to force feed that lesson. I'm like, we don't need a lesson in this movie. Do all kids' movies need lessons?
Apparently it does. Just like Sonic punched Dr. Robotnik.
The children of today are so lost. They ain't getting no lessons.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, I think plot-wise, it was fine. I mean, it was taken from a video game, so yeah. I do feel like the human characters were unnecessary in this movie.
The Wachowskis?
Yeah,
yes.
More so than in the first one, but I think they took a bit of a backseat. They were in the movie, but they took, compared to the first one, because they were a pivotal part of the first movie, because it was just Sonic. And I think in this movie they focused more on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Which is probably why I like this movie more than the first one. I think in the first one, there were some aspects where I was like, really bored. And in this one, yeah, too, but I think less so than in the first one,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get that the human characters took a back seat, but I just felt like even the scenes that they were in, we didn't need it.
So, except for Rachel, I enjoyed her parts, and I thought it was funny.
But it was so random.
Yeah, I mean, but it kind of continued her character from the first movie.
Maybe I should have seen the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
But no, the focus of the movie was really getting the Master Emerald with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, which was the more enjoyable part of the movie. The CGI in this, I think, is excellent. The characters to me look good.
The characters look fine. There was some wonky CGI in some parts.
Like when you put the blanket on Tails? That was kind of wonky.
Okay.
There was that. I thought there was some parts when they were inside the cave thing or whatever. So I felt like some parts looked a little weird.
Oh.
But thought character design was fine. And I will say, I really appreciate the little robot he was in at the end, looking like the Robotnik robot in the game.
Yeah, the big one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Yes, that was actually a moment of like, I don't know, like, do I call it nostalgia or whatever? But seeing it, it's like, that's great. You know, there were a lot of aspects to this. Him snowboarding, which is Sonic 3, actually.
Yes.
Not Sonic 2.
Yeah.
But the snowboarding, which I thought was great. A lot of just touching on things. Him getting the air bubble underwater.
Yeah. I thought that was, I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did it. Only thing is, I did not hear the music they play when he's drowning.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. That's what I was going to say. I'm like, they should have played his drowning music when that was happening.
I don't know if this should be in my nitpicks or not, but the music is one of the things. I want to hear, where's my Robotnik boss music, okay? Even if you made it like a rock style. Maybe it was, and I just didn't notice. I don't know.
That was on the list for me, as I felt like they should have put in more music from the game.
Yeah, and the snowboarding level is one of the best songs, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you could have done that. Let me hear the snowboarding music as he's snowboarding. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, they could have had like a band or something do it, like recompose it, but at least have that same tune. And I mean, we would have recognized it. Maybe the kids would have, but that would have been, something for the adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think they'll put Oil Ocean in next?
Okay. So I was thinking about that, and I was wondering, like, am I the only one who loved that level?
Apparently not, because remember I was telling you about Sonic Mania, right?
Yeah.
They put in a bunch of old levels, Chemical Plant's in there, and Oil Ocean is in there.
Yeah.
Plus other levels from other games. Casino Night was pretty dope.
They ain't put that in there?
No, did they?
No, Casino Night in the new game.
Yeah.
No.
Casino Night is a good level. Yeah, I was thinking like, man, we need like, but then it's like, how would they put Oil Ocean in there?
I don't know.
But I that was one of my favorite levels.
Sky Sanctuary. We gotta get that in some of these other movies. But yeah, I mean, you still had like places that reminded you of places in the game and stuff.
The opening scene. Mushroom Hill is that the name?
Mushroom Hill. I think that's the beginning of Sonic 3.
Yeah, that's the beginning of Sonic 3.
Green Hill is the city. That's the first level of Sonic 1.
And Tom's ringtone is from the Green Hill Zone's music. Yeah. Obviously we have the fact that Sonic can't swim, so
yeah. And I have to give them props, at least for a little bit, for good writing. Is they remind you of that in the beginning of the movie, so it comes back at the end that he can't swim.
Yeah.
They
gave
about them playing that music then. They're drowning music.
Yeah.
The opportunities were missed.
I would agree. They put a lot in, but they could have put in some more. You did get Tails in his red airplane.
Yeah.
Even with Sonic standing on the red airplane.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, what level? What was that level called? I know in Sonic 3 it's like Flying Battery or something like that, but Sonic 2.
I don't know.
I forgot what it was called. Man, isn't that before you get to the Death Egg?
Yes. I don't know. I don't remember what the level was called.
And then there's the flying level just before that, which was annoying. The one where you're like standing on the plane, that was so annoying. God, I hated that.
Yeah. And then you had Robotnik's sidekick. I don't know what his name was.
Oh.
In the end, when he asked him if he read the manual he held up was like the manual from the Sega game.
Yeah, I did notice that. Really good Easter egg. That's another thing the kids aren't going to get.
No.
There ain't no way.
Yeah, because it was in the little, it didn't say Sega, but like where it would say Sega, it had the same little symbol and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is. So those were just the ones I noted, things that they brought into the game. I'm pretty sure there was like a ton more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to get to the bathroom twice.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, he had to take his kids. Um, when he was on the ground spinning, it was the same sound that you heard in the game, like when you spin dash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
So we did get some game sounds in there. So that was pretty good. Nice touch. I don't know. Yeah, most of my nitpicks are just about not having my game music, which I get why you choose not to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I have real nitpicks.
Okay, all right. I mean, is it writing? Because
no, it's not. I got rid of the ones like, okay, it's a kids movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think these are legitimate nitpicks.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
All right, but we'll start with movie facts first.
Yeah. Well, we didn't mention that we got Supersonic.
We did.
Oh, you get Supersonic.
Yeah, which I kind of called that in the beginning. When they said like, oh, the 7 emeralds were put together to make the Master Emerald, I was like, oh, so we're gonna get Supersonic in this.
I did not put that together because I had completely forgot about the Chaos Emeralds.
Oh.
And so when he turned into Supersonic, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he can do that. And it like took this little kid sitting next to me who was like Supersonic, and I was like, oh yeah, that is his name.
Yeah, yes, straight ripped from Dragon Ball Z. Clearly,
like I was trying to remember, like, man, what is he called? But thank you, little kid, for reminding me.
Yeah, Supersonic. It's a real complicated name.
Just super on the beginning.
Like I was drawing a blank. I was like, oh yeah. So that reminds me. So is Sonic a thing for kids? Like, is there like a cartoon or a video game or something?
I mean, there
that...
was some.
There is a cartoon.
There are still video games they play. I mean, that's how Colton knows Sonic.
Okay.
He played the game with me, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a new. I know there was Sonic Boom. I think that's the newest one. I heard it wasn't that great, or it was good. I don't know. I never watched it. So
Well, it can only be either one.
yeah, it was either good or bad. I know I've seen it and it looks weird because it's like they're all like big chest people. It's really weird looking.
Okay.
So I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
You know how like Batman and Superman the animated series were?
Yeah.
Especially after it was like Batman and Superman together, you know how they're drawn and it's like just really large chests.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay, that does not. No. Now that was a cartoon or a game?
I think it's both. I think there
Okay.
was a game and a cartoon.
Okay, I just wonder because like some of these people just seem real familiar with this character, and
Yeah.
I thought it was. I wasn't sure if it was still around or not.
Yeah, I imagine it's because of the game. Parents probably, especially when like Sonic Mania came out, parents probably got it and their kids played. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so we did get Supersonic. At the end they teased Shadow.
Shadow. Yeah, I was figuring. I was like, okay, so if they're gonna tease Sonic 3, it's either gonna be Shadow or Robot Sonic.
The metal one.
Yeah. They're gonna have to introduce him eventually, but we're getting Shadow next.
Well, I wrote that down. I was like, would they introduce the metal Sonic in a movie about Shadow?
No, I don't think so. Shadow can be your villain,
Right.
you know. But I imagine it's gonna be a similar thing where, and then eventually he goes against Robotnik.
Right. So if they didn't introduce the metal Sonic, that means there's going to be like a 4th movie.
Yeah.
We usually stop these things at 3.
It's Sega original films. You saw the intro, okay? Right now they only have Sonic. I don't know if they're coming out with anything else. But yeah. Altered Beast.
I was trying to think, what other Sega game is there?
I think they're doing like Castlevania. You got Streets of Rage. They could do that one. I don't know.
Castlevania wasn't already a movie?
It probably was.
Streets of Rage would be dope.
Streets of Rage would be dope.
Sega exclusive.
I don't know.
It's been so long.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I should know a bunch, but
I had like
Oh.
100 games in the thing too.
I was gonna say something, but that was definitely Nintendo. My bad.
Yeah, don't do that.
Sorry. Okay, I mean, I guess I would be interested maybe in what else they come out with.
Yeah.
I don't think they have that many games that was only for them though.
Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. They probably have a few because for a while it was just Nintendo and Sega out in the market, right? So
Right, but Nintendo definitely had more stuff.
that's true. That's true. We'll see.
Probably more popular stuff too. Did they have anything like monumental on the Sega Dreamcast?
On the Dreamcast?
I didn't play the Dreamcast, but I know that is a loved console.
Is it
by a
really?
lot of people? Yeah, we didn't play it because we had a PS1, right?
Yeah.
So we never played the Dreamcast. I mean, I never played the 64 either. So
Well, we already know what
You
the
never
game
played
the
a
64 had.
no, we didn't have a 64. No, we went from a Sega Genesis to a PlayStation 1.
Yep.
And then a PlayStation 2. And then a PlayStation 3. So kind of just stuck with PlayStation. I wanted to say before we got to movie facts, Supersonic was interesting because it was introduced in Sonic 2.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was first introduced in Sonic 2, and so they're doing it in a Sonic 2 movie, which was appropriate.
Fitting.
Yeah, I didn't realize he first showed up. You know what? I'm not sure if I ever played Sonic 1. Or maybe I never beat it.
I have. I haven't played it as an adult. I remember going back to Sonic 1 after playing Sonic 2 and not being able to get past the first level.
The first level.
and it didn't have spin dash or anything. And I was like, this sucks. And it didn't have tails.
Yeah, Tails was introduced in Sonic 2. But you know what this did remind me of? Is it like how back in the day you had like 3 lives and you could not save the game?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And like these games weren't short.
They weren't. I'm like, how do you? I know they had the sound test. You can cheat and get back to the level you're at.
Yeah.
But how do you like? Come on.
I was thinking about that. Like, kids got it so good today.
I think I remember a code. I don't remember what it does. Sonic 2, 1965, 917, something like that. That was a sound test code. I remember for some reason.
Okay.
Someone play Sonic 2 and figure out if that's a thing.
You were so confident in it, so I'm going to say yes, it is a thing.
Yeah. All right. Okay, movie facts.
All right, movie facts. Whoops. So, Jason Momoa was considered for Knuckles?
Oh, that would have been fine.
That would have been fine. Rumor has it that they're considering him for Shadow in the next film now.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know anything about Shadow. I know he was introduced in the Sonic Adventures games, but I've never played those.
Shadow was in the Sonic X cartoon, and I did watch that.
I did not watch that cartoon.
So
Sonic X, yes. That's what I was trying to think of.
yeah.
The name of the cartoon.
Yeah. So anything that happens after the third game, I know nothing about.
Okay, well that's where everything changed because then we got Amy introduced. You got all the other characters.
Don't know who those people are.
She's a pink hedgehog and she loves Sonic.
Yeah. Really more Tails characters too.
Are there more Tails? I thought Tails was the
No.
last of his kind.
No, I think there's only one Tails.
Was there?
Yeah, there's more characters, but there's only one Tails. You know what? You should play Sonic Generations. It's actually pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome game.
Is it on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Is it $5?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Don't be.
I have it on Steam.
I'm on a budget. Goodness.
But it's like it does like old school side scrolling and the new style 3D Sonic games together. It's actually a pretty good game. And like the 3D type of games is where Shadow was introduced, I believe.
Sonic Adventures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, now that was Dreamcast, which we never played. I never played Sonic Adventure.
Oh, that's probably why I stopped after 3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that
Or
was
Sonic 3D Blast.
I don't know what that is.
Horrible game. On Genesis, you never know, and it was like it was 3D, quote unquote, but like horrible 3D.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what that is. I started to do some research on these things, and then I was like,
Okay.
that's just too much.
Sonic Adventure 2 is like people love that game. I haven't really played it though.
A lot of people do. I know nothing about it. I can't say.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So most of the plot was taken from the Sonic 2 and 3 video game.
Okay.
Now Gun, which was the Guardians unit of
Something I forgot.
something. But anyways, it spells gun. They were first introduced in Sonic Adventures 2, where Shadow was also introduced.
Oh wait, they were actual.
Yes.
I thought it was made up for the movie.
No, they are real.
Yeah.
She was like, "Gun, really?"
Yep.
He's like, yeah.
Nope. They are real.
Which is funny because in Shadow's own game, he had guns.
Oh.
Because Shadow's super edgy.
They're going to change that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Guardian Units of Nations.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense. Okay.
They just wanted to spell gun.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So I think they're going to change Shadow's background a little bit. He was first built by a descendant, the before people, a Robotnik. I think his great-grandfather, maybe his grandfather or whatever.
Yeah, I think how they put the story was Robotnik is the bad guy in our games, like 1 through 3. And then Eggman, which is what they called him in the beginning, but then they started calling him Robotnik. So I was like, oh, okay, which are they going with? Eggman is the new one because they started calling him Eggman. Like in Sonic X, the cartoon, they called him Eggman. And he's like not Robotnik. He's like a descendant or something like that.
Okay.
I think that's how it goes. Everybody can tell me I'm wrong in the comments.
Yeah. The woman that voiced Tails voices him in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was nice.
Same person? Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
same person. The Chaos Emeralds in the game do not make up the Master Emerald. Those are two separate things.
Yes.
So, just so y'all know, that's not how it works.
I knew that. The Master Emerald was introduced in Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's actually Knuckles was protecting the Master Emerald, and that's why he was going against you at first. Actually, I think they did follow that because Knuckles was tricked by Eggman.
Until Eggman betrayed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they did keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because really to get Supersonic, you have to collect the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, all 7.
On the special board, and then once you have 50 rings, you can jump and then you turn into Supersonic.
Oh, 7 emeralds, 7 Dragon Balls. Can they stop ripping off of Dragon Ball Z?
How you know?
Hey, man. Hey. Yeah, maybe Dragon Ball Z got their stuff from Sonic.
Exactly what I was about to say. What year did Dragon Ball Z come out?
In the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Never mind that.
All right.
I've never actually watched Dragon Ball, so okay.
I would make you do a reaction, but it's long and you're not going to like it, so it's fine.
No, I'm already reacting to something I don't like.
She's not going to like Dragon Ball Z.
She's definitely not. Maybe. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right, now we're on nitpicks.
Okay. Dream, tell us your nitpicks.
In the beginning, how was Sonic driving that truck? His feet don't touch the pedals.
Oh, the body was on the
pedal. Body was on the
There
pedal?
was a body on the pedal.
Okay.
That's why he couldn't brake.
Is that why he couldn't brake?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just like, what is happening?
Why did you have to take the truck apart?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, he couldn't just brake. He took the whole truck apart instead of
Yeah,
braking.
y'all didn't see the guy laying there?
No, I missed it. I was so confused. Like what is he?
When the guy told him to hit the brakes and he's like, I can't, and he was like kicking a body.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
missed it.
Oh,
All
Okay,
right,
yeah.
I take those 2 nitpicks back then.
They explained it.
All right, I was just like, what's happening? Okay, fair enough. So, why is this map thing he has all of a sudden start doing this little glowy hologram thing?
I did have that as a
yeah.
nitpick.
Why wasn't it doing that before?
It
Exactly.
just so conveniently now for the plot go, hey,
You're right. Like,
This
oh,
is-
that's convenient. You couldn't have done this
Yeah, I was
before.
I was gonna say this plot is moving along pretty fast. It's like, okay, now they're in the garage. Like, okay, now we got to put. Oh, look at this glowing thing. It's like,
oh, it's gonna tell us exactly what we need to
in
know.
no time. Yeah, he just remember. Like, oh yeah, that's right. There's an emerald on the map. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like as you just so happen to be talking about this thing, and he look at that map all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just now,
Yeah,
it's glowing.
And it wasn't like a special thing that happened that made it glow or something.
no.
Like it just was like, okay, now I guess.
yeah. I'm gonna start glowing now. It's so ridiculous. Okay, when they were in Siberia, at no point did he start, I don't know, running fast to one, not get captured and thrown into the fire, and to two, to get his map back.
Right.
Then you wouldn't have the dance battle.
I didn't need that. I didn't need that
Not
at all.
necessary.
The dance battle was not necessary. I don't know why that was in the movie at all.
I'm like, come on, dog. Like,
That could have been removed from the movie. But
and why did
it's
they have to
whatever.
count to 100 before they threw them in the fire?
Exactly. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Because it's a kids movie.
not needed. That whole scene just
That scene was not necessary. It did not progress the plot at all.
it was so
No.
illogical.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
So what was the agent's plan exactly? So he was going to trick Rachel into marrying him. So you started this long-term relationship. You're going to get married. You didn't invite Sonic to the wedding, and you were going to kidnap him later. Like, when were you going to do all of these
I
things?
think he was
It
just
wasn't
doing
the plan
that
for him to go to Siberia and pop up at a wedding.
Exactly.
So,
Like,
I guess they were just waiting until Sonic showed up. They figured Sonic would show up eventually.
or did they figure that when they get back home, did that she'll eventually run it? I just feel like this plan is like months in the making.
Or
But
maybe
there was-
he would visit his brother-in-law's
There was a quicker way to do
house,
this.
and
Definitely a quicker way to do this.
marry her.
That's true.
Exactly. Like, they planned a whole wedding in Hawaii.
They could have just showed up to the house with agents.
Exactly.
Because Sonic was there.
I was like, I don't get it. It made no sense. We could just cut all of that out.
And all his friends weird doing handstand push. I'm like, something's odd.
I was like, what's in the road? That volleyball scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's odd about this.
Also, the volleyball scene was a little weird because I guess they were trying to make it seem like Tom, whatever his real name is, Matterson.
James
Say-
Marsden.
Yeah,
Marsden.
James Marsden.
I guess they-
Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops. I guess they were trying to make it seem like he was like a weak link or whatever. Except for dude is in shape though.
Yeah, he is. Because when Shamar Moore, flexes biceps, and then I noticed that too. James Marsden did too. And I was like, yo, my dude is cut. Like,
Dude is cut though, and I was just like, maybe you shouldn't have had him flex.
right. I was like, you're supposed to make him look weaker than the other guys.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's just as in good a shape as everyone else.
He
A
had
little
his shirt on. So he was weaker because he had his shirt on.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ah, yes. Wearing a shirt make you weak. It must be true, because all the Marvel movies do it, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're obligated in Marvel to take your shirt off, apparently.
Yes. Okay.
Didn't they made fun of that in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
She was like, where's your shirt? He's like, I don't know.
But honestly, if you work out that hard, like,
Yeah, I guess.
gotta make it worth it.
All right.
Okay, my last one. And I know you guys are going to talk about me. But Robotnik says, Eureka, I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Eureka means
Oh, my
I
God.
found it.
Yes. He said I found it twice.
Why?
Because
It's
he
not
can.
necessary.
It's a kids movie.
It's
They
not
have to know
necessary.
that Eureka means I found
Nobody,
it.
no one is paying attention to that. Go somewhere.
Nope.
Go
It
somewhere.
was super annoying. I called it out immediately.
Little pointless
like, no.
nitpick.
That's a dream girl thing.
No. Like, am I the only one? That don't bother you?
No.
That's
It
what I meant
should.
by the dream girl thing. You're the only one.
We do stuff like that for a lot of things, like pin number.
No, I don't say pin number.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause I do a lot.
Why? Personal identification number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about that.
You should.
Why?
Because it's not right. The name is in it. You're saying something twice.
Okay. Yeah, the kids don't know what Eureka means.
Well, then he could have just said, I found it. Or they can get what Eureka means from context.
Okay, kids. These are kids.
Kids don't know.
They don't know what context means.
It's how they learn language.
That's true.
Yeah, but still. Eureka?
Just saying.
I don't see that happening.
Okay, that's not a nitpick.
That is a nitpick.
I already said my nitpicks was my missing game music, but you know.
Whatever. Dan, did you have any more?
Nitpicks? Not really. Besides the drowning music. I really wish they would have used that. Not sure if I can call it a nitpick or
Should
not.
they have put a number on the screen too?
Oh, start counting down.
Start counting down. I mean, those would have been nice touches, though. Like sneak some numbers in there somewhere. Like, they ain't got to be in the middle of the screen, but sneak them in there somewhere, like we can see them.
Oh, yeah, like if the bubbles were shaped as numbers.
Yeah, something like that. Like something like discreet like that would have
That
been
would
dope.
take away from the movie.
No, I would have appreciated it so much. I would have been completely fine with
because they were
it.
playing music, right? You could have had the drowning music snuck into the score.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a nitpick or not, but when Sonic had called him at the wedding and told him to throw the ring, and he threw the ring, and he realized it was the wrong one, and he realized where the actual ring was. I feel like if it was that sense of urgency, you just run up and grab the ring. You don't run up and like, hey, can I get that ring? And then you got this whole spiel of, no, I really need that ring. No. Well, come on, guys, I'm really sorry. I need that ring.
He didn't present the actual real ring.
Huh?
He just said, let me have that ring, and he didn't present the fact that he had the real ring.
Yeah, like you could have traded.
You're like, you know what? I made a mistake. I gave you the wrong ring. Here's your ring.
Yeah.
And then, but like he just left out details and like prolonged this whole thing. I was just like, okay, that could have been it.
I agree, because I was thinking like, dude, just snatch it. Like literally, like either he could have just snatched it, or it said like, I have your ring here. This one is something different.
But he ends up punching him in the face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't guarantee that he drops the ring.
No.
So I don't know. Yeah, that was a nitpick for me. Like, you just run up and grab the ring.
I agree. That could have been avoided.
Do the rings disappear after you use them?
I don't
Or do
know.
you get them back?
I don't know. I'm assuming they disappeared because when he sent them to Hawaii, he didn't get a ring back.
Exactly.
And he gave him an extra ring.
Yeah, and he gave him an extra ring and said like, this one will get you back. So you must lose it when you show up.
That kind of sucks. I mean, it's good for fast travel, but if you have a limited amount, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because then he lost most of his rings on a mountain.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, most of them fell down. So
Yeah.
And then Dr. Robotnik used one. Yeah, he's got to have a way of getting rings back. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Did they tell you how he get the rings in the first movie?
The owl gave it to him.
Besides that, I figured.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, not just floating on top of trees and stuff.
I was gonna say like he needs to like go downhill and start collecting them.
Go and loop the loops and stuff.
Yeah, I guess he could just go to Emerald Hill.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you think they'll throw that in the movie? Those little springs that he jump on?
Oh, I was thinking about the little moving rocks.
Oh yeah, that too. Either one of those, the red springs and stuff.
Yeah.
They should in the next movie. Like, just for some reason, there's a red spring.
Oh yeah, and some spikes.
Like, oh yeah, the spikes. And his little death sound. I think that'd be dope. Like I said, it ain't gotta be obvious. Just like sneak him in there somewhere.
Yeah. I forgot one thing I did want to mention. I felt like we could have used some more Tails in this movie.
Oh, you don't think it was enough Tails?
I don't think there was enough Tails.
Tails didn't have good dialogue in this movie.
Well, you could have cut out half of the people stuff and gave Tails more good dialogue. Oh, wait, hold on. You said Tails didn't have good dialogue. No one had good dialogue.
That's
Sonic's
true.
whole stuff was one-liners.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of witty taunting and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his
I think
whole
Knuckles has some decent dialogue. Though.
yeah, Knuckles was cool, but Sonic's whole thing is just like I'm like, oh, he just speaks in one-liners.
He's like a Spider-Man Flash.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
I'm just gonna say okay to that.
Right. Because he's always talking. Yeah. Yeah, I guess more Tails. What do Tails do? Tails doesn't do anything in the games, and he doesn't do anything here.
Yeah, he does. He follows him around. And the third one, he can fly him for like 2 seconds, then he gets tired.
Yeah. Oh my God, playing this with my kid, and I'm like, okay, fly me up to this spot. So you got to like he's always flying in the inappropriate times, but when I need him to carry me up to another level, I can't. But we're fighting the boss. He's spamming the like A button, so he's just constantly flying, and I'm like, you're not helping at all. Actually, you should be fighting the boss because you can't die.
Look, I will say, like Tails in the second game, like for a 2-player game, being Tails was so pointless.
Tails is pointless in all of them. I'm gonna be
He
honest.
always got left. And then
Because he's not
like,
as
he wasn't
fast as Sonic.
Yeah,
So he always got burnt.
yeah.
And he died and he fly back in. It's like,
But he is good for fighting the bosses. Like Sonic can hide somewhere, and Tails can deal all the damage.
Well, you're just gonna put Sonic in a corner and tell Tails to go handle that?
Yeah, because Tails doesn't lose any rings.
right.
Okay, interesting.
Strategy.
Strategy.
Okay, all right. I see. Keep this in mind next time we play a game with each other.
Definitely missing that boss music though.
Yeah, that would have been dope if they'd have put that when the robot first showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Or in the second one, when Sonic hits the little button, and then all the little bunnies and squirrels hop out of the machine thing.
Oh, we need one of the machines. Yeah, where he saves the critters.
Yeah, what happened to that? Though?
They mentioned
He
something
didn't.
like
He
that.
said he was going to make people into robots. So maybe he'll do that in the next movie.
Okay.
But where he's going to get the critters from? It'll be squirrels.
I'm like we have a shortage of squirrels.
Okay. All right then.
True, we don't have a shortage of squirrels. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, you could definitely find them.
All right.
The bunny rabbits, I don't know.
There's a bunch of bunnies.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like in my backyard, full of bunnies.
Some of them little hares that be running around in the grass and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're blind. I swear they're blind. Like they always running around randomly, don't know where they're going. Like, okay.
All right. Was that all we had?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. Are we ranking it?
We are.
All right. I'm gonna give it 2 rankings. I'm gonna rank it as me now, and I'm gonna rank it as 9-year-old me.
Okay.
Can you do that?
I will do that. I give this a watch while folding clothes. For a video game movie, it's fine. As a kid's movie, it's fine. You know, it wasn't like horrible to watch as an adult, and I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. So it's a solid watch while folding clothes. 9-year-old me. If this movie came out when I was 9, this is the best movie ever. Like,
Okay.
I would have lost my mind if this movie came out when we were kids.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to say I did not like this movie.
Of course. As to be expected.
Wait. Are you doing it as you now and 9-year-old you?
I don't think 9-year-old me would have liked this movie.
No, 9-year-old her was watching James Bond.
Oh, okay.
That's true. I watched adult movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, so did not like this movie. So I'm gonna give it a pure torture. I'm
What?
sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
But we just gave what movie did we just watch that was horrible last week?
Did I get that a watch while folding clothes?
No, we just gave it we gave that one pure torture.
Right.
Oh, Morbius?
Morbius.
Okay, I mean, it's definitely better than Morbius.
Yeah. All right, fine. No, she gave it a
Pure torture has a range.
Whatever, man. All right, Dan.
Okay, I'd give it a watch while folding clothes. I mean, like I said, it's a kids movie, so.
If I had to watch a movie with my kid and he wanted to watch the Sonic 2, I would be fine watching it.
See, I wouldn't want to watch it.
All right, well,
I'd be fine. Like my kids enjoy it. So from the perspective of my kids, yeah, best movie yet. But from my perspective, okay, watch while folding clothes because it is a kids movie. It's not meant for adults, except for remember when they went into the temple and then that axe swung across.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, I'm glad it didn't cut off my mustache."
There were a lot just like that. Okay, so that is 3D Rivals giving this a watch while folding clothes. Dream's tripping. He didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a watch while folding clothes. Dream's tripping on the pure torch.
No, I'm not. Like, I didn't. If watching while folding clothes means I had to enjoy something about this movie.
Oh, she didn't enjoy anything.
I didn't enjoy the movie.
But you know what? That makes sense. She didn't like playing Sonic growing up. She hated me playing it. Yeah.
I'm not a Sonic fan. I never was.
The video game, though. The video game was dope.
I'm not, even for the game, like, there's things, like I said, like how I enjoyed the Oil City level. But as a whole, I was not a Sonic fan. Like, I did enjoy playing the game. Even when we got, like, Sonic and Knuckles, remember you had the little cartridge thing in a cartridge? Mm-hmm. I did that, like, one time. It was like, I'm over it.
You put it...
in a cartridge?
Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles, because Sonic 3 was too big for one game. So they had Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, and you put them together to play the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about how she said it, though.
Oh.
The cartridge thing in the cartridge?
All right. If you have kids, definitely take them to go see this movie. I think it's definitely a fun watch. They would enjoy it.
I think so.
If you were a Sonic fan, I would say go check it out, or at least when it comes to streaming, check it out. It's a fun movie, I believe, to watch. But if you did see it, let us know what you thought about it in the comment section below, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more movie content. With that being said,
also, seen any Easter eggs in the movie that we may have missed?
True. Yeah. If we missed any Easter eggs, if you know some stuff that popped up in here that we missed, let us know about it, and we will be glad to hear from you. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, guys. We definitely appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.